In this video, we're going to go over the Data Source tab. The Data Source tab will show for any specific field types where the field that you've selected requires some kind of a data source. So, for example, in here, we've got the multi-select dropdown. Same thing with a single select, a radio buttons, a few different other fields. These all require some kind of a data source. And so the data source is basically what data is going to populate this dropdown. So, for example here, as you'll see, I have this languages field, which is based on a multi-select on the front end. Users select languages they want their listings to be with. So as you'll notice, I click here and you'll see we have English, Spanish, and German. These are the fields this is the configuration of the values set on the actual submit listing page that you've either created with the field editor plugin or with your own custom PHP code. Now, under the data source tab, you'll notice over here we have it set to use field values. This is the default value. It will always be set to this, and the only reason you may want to change this is if you only want to show specific values on this select box or this drop down. You still want to search this specific data source or this specific search source and have maybe your own custom value. So I'll go ahead and show you an example. So as you saw initially, the drop down of the values here, English, Spanish, and German. So say I want to only show specific languages on there, you can come over here and change this to use custom values. And when you do this, you'll notice you have two other buttons show up. You can either click here to add your own custom one, or you can even populate the custom ones based on the ones from the actual field values. You can then add additional ones that you want to have on here, or you can remove any ones that maybe you don't want showing. So English and Spanish. That's what we want to have on there, and this is all that's going to show. If I change something in the back end or in field editor or in the PHP code and add additional languages, because this is set to custom values, it's not going to automatically update here. If it's set to use field values, it will automatically update the search and filtering field, which will automatically use the new values that were added with field editor or PHP. And that's how the data source works. It's really only going to ever show for specific field types, and you very rarely will ever need this.